What's up, everybody? Welcome back if you're a subscriber. If you're new, welcome. So today, guys, I am going to do a dedicated video to digital fashion because in my opinion, I think digital fashion alongside with blockchain gaming and the metaverse are going to be just the space that I think will provide huge opportunities for investors to jump into. So with digital fashion, as you can see on the screen that I have playing right now, it looks kind of goofy. It looks kind of strange, right? We are still early when it comes to the digital fashion space, but let's talk. I'm gonna play a YouTube video of a TED Talk. So it's on YouTube. You can actually Google this, or you can actually YouTube this yourself. So just by typing in what you see there. But we're gonna play this video. It's only about 7 minutes long, but I'm not gonna play the whole thing because obviously I don't want this video to go on for too long, right? But she does a good job of explaining, the history of avatars. She talks about gaming, where the need for digital fashion comes into play, and that there's just a huge opportunity for any fashion brands to jump into NFTs, right? So I'm going to play this video. Again, you can watch the whole video by just YouTubing the title of the video here. But I'm just going to play certain parts of it, and then I'll do some commentary on top of it. Okay, so let's play this.
Cyberspace allowed the life of every human to earn a new dimension. A blank canvas for expressing our inner self in all of its diversity. We tend to think of fashion as tangible goods, so how did it manage to become part of cyberspace? To shine some light on it, we need to go back to the origins of computers and the birth of gaming in the second half of the 20th century. As gamers immersed further in the metaverse, they realized that their individuality needed to be reflected there. In the early 1970s, two guys at NASA invented a multiplayer game called Maze Wars. In this game, a player was reflected as an eyeball, making a mark in history as the very first avatar. Did you know that avatars are actually older than what they appear? While the 2009 film popularized this word, it actually derives from the ancient language Sanskrit. Avatar refers to the earthly incarnations of the god Vishnu. And while for the player, it is his digital soul. Among the famous avatars, there is, for example, little Michaela. She is the first avatar influencer who now counts over 3 million followers on Instagram. And well, just a few weeks ago, Fox Entertainment announced the launch of the very first avatar singing competition. In this show, singers perform as their computer-generated extensions.
So you see right there, there's an actual show where singers on stage are represented as an avatar. In fact, I'm going to play a quick trailer video of this show called Alter Ego. So you guys can see for yourself. All right, so hopefully I don't get a copyright strike for this, but I'm going to play you guys the Alter Ego trailer so you can see these avatars basically singing on stage, okay? So let's check this out.
Magic.
Whoa.
This is unlike how we've seen people perform ever in the history of television.
This is freaking nutty nuts.
Fox is making television history and bringing you the world's first avatar singing competition. This is Alter Ego.
Look what we got here.
Why do you feel like you need an alter ego?
There's something about how I look behind this alter ego that I feel like it's held me back.
Lost dreams and second chances are reignited when singers from all walks of life become the stars they've always dreamed of being.
Look what we got here. What?
Growing up, people always judged me by the way I looked and the way I sang, but I realized I don't have to be afraid.
In front of some of the biggest names in music, will.i.am, Alanis Morissette, Rhymes, and Nick Lachey, as they search for the next generation superstar.
I can't wait to meet the human beings behind these alter egos.
An alter ego actually really helps me a lot in life.
I like the hair. Yo, do that again, bro.
With cutting-edge technology never before used on television, singers' alter egos will be transported through the lens onto a real stage with real backup dancers and a live audience.
This alter ego is giving you just the invitation to step out and be even more of who you are.
Are those avatar tears? Yeah, man, for real. I think that's the beauty of this show is just you have no idea what's coming at you.
Tune in for a special 2-night premiere of Alter Ego where dreams become reality like never before.
So wow, that's pretty cool. I actually haven't had a chance to even check out an episode of the show, but I think this show came out like last September. Not sure if it's still going on or not, but that just shows you that there is a need for avatars, right? I mean, as you can see in that video, some of these people felt very comfortable being an avatar rather than being in their own skin, right? They have some insecurities being themselves, but when they're an avatar, they feel like they're on top of the world kind of thing. It's like they're a new persona for them. But yeah, avatars, I mean, there's a need for it, as you can see. Yeah, let's get back into what the TED Talk video has to say here.
So, avatars allowed humans to be identified in cyberspace. And then it was time to play dress up. We started by playing video games. Now, video games are playing with us. Our avatars have subdued us. An entirely new process has begun: the humanization of the digital world. Fashion has always been among the main forms of our self-expression. Gamers grew emotional connections to their avatars and started dressing themselves in the games that they were playing. They started actually spending real money on skins. Essentially, what a skin is, it's a digital asset meant to beautify your avatar in the game. An interesting example that I would like to share with you is the game called Fortnite. In this game, just by selling skins, the game makes over $1 billion in revenue every single year. That's quite an impressive number, isn't it? So at that point, I wondered, why is the fashion industry not taking any action when there is clearly a demand for a fashion product within the metaverse? And well, it was at that moment when I co-founded Frax Paris, a technological communication agency that encourages fashion brands to play games. It also helps to understand the preferences of their future consumers. The very first fashion brand to actually offer both real physical collections as well as skins was the very famous French maison Louis Vuitton. At the end of 2019, the brand collaborated with League of Legends, one of the most popular games in the world. What they offered was both a physical collection as well as skins for the in-game avatars. And in the same year, a brand was inspired to create skins, only this time for real people. This was the birth of the very first digital fashion house, the Fabricant. Unlike the traditional designers who are using needle and thread, cyberspace designers are using 3D modeling programs, such as Clo 3D.
Okay, so I just want to stop the video here where she mentioned the Fabricant. So just last week, I was just researching some digital fashion NFTs, and the Fabricant actually made history by selling the first digital dress that was recorded on the blockchain. So let me show you that article here. All right, so this is the Fabricant. So this is the dress that you see here on the screen. This is called Iridescence. So this is the world's first digital-only dress on the blockchain, which sold for $9,500. Can you imagine? Right now, I don't know how much. I think this was sold back in 2020. I don't know if that's true. Let me see here. Okay, so it looks like, doing some digging, May 14th, 2019, this was the world's first digital-only blockchain clothing that sold for $9,500. So what is that? That's like almost 3 years ago, right? Can you imagine how much it's gonna go for if whoever owns it right now decides to sell it? Can you imagine how much it'd be worth, being the very first digital fashion NFT, right? Look at that. So that's what it looks like. There's some animation with the dress. You know, it kind of flows around. The colors are changing. It looks pretty cool. But can you imagine back in 2019, like, just looking back and saying to yourself, "Hey, would you pay $9,500 for something like this?" And back in 2019, that is just something that's crazy to think of, right? But fast forward to 2022, now you got like pictures of apes that are going for like $300,000 and millions of dollars, right? So, 9,500 back then compared to now, it's like a very cheap if you want to consider that. But yeah, like I said, whoever owns this right now, can you imagine what they can sell it for? Hundreds of thousands, millions, possibly. I mean, you look at a Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT, the cheapest is like $300,000, right? So, yeah, I mean, whoever holds this right now, man, that's crazy. But speaking of the Fabricant, there is an NFT marketplace that I absolutely love, and I have talked about it before, and that is the Dematerialized. And this is a NFT marketplace that focuses on digital fashion, or even actually they just had like a drop with Teflon Sega, who is a musician. So they're also focusing on musicians as well. But they're built on the Lukso blockchain. So if you guys know who follow me on this channel, I do love Lukso. So let's look at the Dematerialized Marketplace. So this is the Dematerialized Marketplace. And, you know, from time to time, they do have drops. So if I go to shop here. So I've been, for the last few months, I've been just participating in some of these drops on the Dematerialized Marketplace. As you can see, these are some shoes that just got released earlier this week. Teflon Sega had his NFT released last week, I believe last week or a couple of weeks ago. But he had his shoulder plate, sunglasses, and a t-shirt there. And this was probably the hardest drop that I probably have partaken, because just the amount of demand. Because Teflon Sega has a lot of followers on Instagram. He has like millions of streams on Spotify. So he's a pretty popular musician, and he chose to release his NFTs on the Dematerialized Marketplace. So that's pretty cool. But if you keep scrolling down, there is a drop, and this was probably, I think, if not their first ever drop, or it's one of their earlier drops on the marketplace. But they actually had a drop with a Fabricant, and the Fabricant actually partnered up with Artifact Studios. So if you know Artifact, they just got bought up by Nike, right? So Artifact, so this is the drop right here. Artifact and the Fabricant. Let me get myself off the screen here. But yeah, you can see right here. So you got Artifact and the Fabricant. Artifact, the Fabricant. So some of these drops were pretty, I mean, yeah, you can see the price of what they were going for the drop. They're 181 euros. You know, just for a few euros there, 90 euros. And then the big one is this one, Artifact. There's only, I believe, one edition of these ones, and this one was going for 9,000 euros at the time. I believe they're like just one. Let me see here. Whoops. Yeah, I believe there's just one edition, right? Yeah, supply 0 of 1. So let's see here. Yeah, can you imagine getting into this drop? Artifact Studios and the Fabricant. Both, you know, these are two companies that are, in my opinion, pretty big in the digital fashion space. You know, they got the Fabricant being the first ever, you know, releasing the very first ever digital dress on the blockchain, and then you got Artifact Studios, which is now owned by Nike. So this is a powerhouse of a collaboration, in my opinion. And can you imagine what this would go for in the secondary market? So right now there is no secondary market for the Dematerialized Marketplace, but there will be one in the future. So that's why they're working on it right now. So then you're able to sell these NFTs on the secondary market. So it'd be very interesting to see how much this NFT in particular would go for on the secondary market, whether that person actually wants to sell it or not, since it's only a one edition, right? But one that actually grabbed my eye is this one, the shoes. So this is the Artifact shoes, the Renaissance sneaker, and there's only 10 of them at the time at the drop. And look at what the price was at that time of the drop, guys. It was only 10 euros. 0 of 10. I don't know when this was dropped. I wish I was actually took part in this. 10 special editions made exclusively for the Lukso Guild, ready to space travel on the mainnet. So, yep. Like I said, this thing is built on the Dematerialized Marketplace is built on Lukso. But yeah, I mean, if you do want to have some exposure to the Dematerialized Marketplace, you could just buy the NFT drops on their site, or you can always buy the infrastructure play, which is what they're built on top of, and that is the Lukso blockchain. And yeah, I mean, I've talked about this coin in the past, and I am very bullish on it. In fact, I don't know if it's a good time to buy. I mean, it's been pretty quiet recently with altcoins being very, basically being tied in with Bitcoin's price action, right? But yeah, we've had a pump and then a dump and consolidation, a pump, and now we dump back, and now we're in consolidation mode as well. But we're actually still higher than the previous consolidation, right? So, I don't know. I mean, you might, in my opinion, I would prefer to dollar cost average into Lukso because I do like what they're doing. But yeah, I have talked about Lukso, like I said previously, and if you guys want to watch this video where I talked about Lukso at around the 27 mark or somewhere around there, it was basically in the second half of the video. This is like a video that's like 40 something minutes long, so I talked about it in the second half of the video. But you can look at the thumbnail, Digital Fashion Will Be Big, where I talk about Lukso. Look into that, and I did talk more about the Dematerialized Marketplace in that video as well. So guys, in my opinion, this is not financial advice. I would pay attention to anything that's being dropped on the Dematerialized Marketplace, especially some of these shoes, right? I mean, I purchased 2 of these shoes. I grabbed one of these, because you never know with some of these companies, right? Because back then, Artifact Studios, I know I've heard of Artifact Studios back then, but now that they're purchased, now that they have been purchased by Nike, obviously it's become a household name, right? I mean, they're a household name for anyone that's involved in crypto and NFTs, right? Because I mean, I guarantee if you walk outside and pick somebody and ask them if they know who what Artifact Studios is, they wouldn't even know what that is, right? But yeah, when Lukso released these Artifact sneakers at the time, I'm sure even I had no idea what it was, right? So, I mean, back then when it was only 10 euros, can you imagine if you were able to grab some? There was only 10 of them. But what I'm saying is some of these companies that are releasing their NFTs on the Dematerialized Marketplace, I would definitely pay attention to them. Like even like this company here, Mutani, or I don't know how to pronounce that. But you never know. Some of these startup companies that are specialized in digital fashion, you never know. They could be purchased by some of these bigger fashion brands like Adidas or Under Armour, right? I mean, you can see Under Armour maybe buying something like this. You know, I mean, maybe we can play back this video when I said that, hey, maybe Under Armour could maybe partner up or even buy out this Mutani company, right? It could be possible. I mean, you look at the design of it, it looks very similar to Under Armour, right? And Mutani, I mean, if you go to on their Instagram page, look at how many followers they have, man. This is a very small company, only 759 followers. So, in my opinion, I've been just paying attention to the Dematerialized Marketplace. I've been just following these companies on Instagram, seeing what's up with these companies and what they're releasing. And yeah, I mean, you never know with some of these brands, right? Some of these startup companies that are just focusing on digital fashion, like I said, they could be bought up by some of these bigger fashion brands, right? You never know. You never know. So even with Teflon Sega, what's great about this NFT is that you're basically investing in a musician, like a musician that's not necessarily like prime time yet, but can you imagine if Teflon Sega becomes very big and you get to own, or if you had ownership of his first ever NFT drop, can you imagine how valuable that is, right? So I grabbed a pair of sunglasses and the shoulder plate. Actually, I grabbed 2 pairs of sunglasses. I was very fortunate to grab 2 pairs of sunglasses, and I was able to grab one. These were 15, edition of 15. Whoops. So yeah, this one right here was an edition of 15. So supply is 0 of 15. So there's only 15 of these to ever exist. Price was 500 euros at the drop. And they also give you the price in terms of Ethereum. And the great thing about the Dematerialized Marketplace is, I believe if there is an item that you're trying to buy that's over 100 euros, they do allow you to use MetaMask in order to buy their NFTs. So you can use MetaMask to connect to their site, and then you can pay with Ethereum. So that's a great thing about it. But I believe if there's anything that's under 100 euros, then you do have to pay with a credit card. So that's one of the downsides, because I tried buying some NFTs that were under 100 euros on the website, and my credit card got blocked. So, and that's the thing I hate about some of my credit cards, is that they just don't go through when I try to buy some NFTs like on Theta Drop or Dematerialized Marketplace. It's a huge hassle when you try to buy something off with a credit card. But yeah, Dematerialized Marketplace, I highly recommend you pay attention to what's going on with them. Again, follow them on Instagram. You get to pay attention. They do post a lot of stories. Basically they're telling you what drops are coming out. So I'll show you my collection of NFTs that I have purchased off the Dematerialized Marketplace. So I got a hoodie, I got a purse, I got some dresses. Obviously, I'm just buying whatever is being dropped and whatever is available, right? So again, some of these athletic gear, hoodie, some shoes, Teflon Sega shoulder plate, 2 pairs of sunglasses. I was very fortunate to grab those 2. I feel kind of bad because a lot of people were trying to get in at the drop, but they couldn't get it. So I was very fortunate to grab something off of that drop. And then I got some shoes. All right, so let's play the video again after talking about the Fabricant, the Dematerialized Marketplace, and Artifact Studios, and Lukso. So let's play this again.
Cyberspace designers are using 3D modeling programs, such as Clothes 3D. And actually what they do is they fit a garment on a picture of their client. You can see here an example with my burning sneakers. They look quite fire, don't they? After this first brand was launched, many more brands started to jump on the bandwagon. And in 2020, DressX was launched. This platform established itself as the very first e-commerce that unites digital fashion designers from all over the world and sells purely digital clothes and accessories. Gamers' desire to purchase skins pushed.
All right, so she just talked about DressX, which is another company that I was looking into. And when I was doing my research with digital fashion, I was just, I just went on YouTube and I just typed in digital fashion, and I came across a lot of like YouTube content creators, in particular like Instagram models, basically just buying these clothes off of DressX and just trying them on for their viewers and their followers. Yeah, so when I type in digital fashion into YouTube, as you can see, I have watched some of these videos of these influencers, YouTubers just trying out some clothes off the DressX website. So you can definitely see I've been doing my research on digital fashion because it definitely is intriguing to me, even though I don't know much about it. I still don't know much about it, but it's just the fact that like girls here that are wearing are just buying digital clothes and just showing it off to their followers, right? So that is another use case with digital fashion right now. In fact, I think that's the only like real world use case right now where you just buy a digital, clothing, and then you just, get somebody to Photoshop it for you, and then, you're able to like post it on Instagram or TikTok or on YouTube, right? Just for your followers to see. Okay, so with DressX, I think right now, if like just for me typing into YouTube digital fashion, it's like the first thing that comes up, especially with these influencers, right? Just buying these digital clothes off of DressX and trying them on and showing them off. I think this is probably the most popular digital fashion platform right now. So I was just digging around, just looking around, and to see if there's an investment opportunity in DressX. And I highly don't recommend you do what I'm saying here because I'm going to tell you why. But something grabbed my eye, and it was one of these DressX collection. One of the DressX collection is the DressX Digitalax. So DressX Digitalax. Digitalax, I came across Digitalax actually last year, and Digitalax actually has their own cryptocurrency, which is the Mona token. Yeah, so the cryptocurrency is called Monavale, and the ticker symbol is Mona. So you can definitely see the website there is Digitalax, right? might be a little small there, but you can see Digitalax right there. So Digitalax is the, it seems like they do have a partnership with DressX. The only thing I'm a little concerned with Monavale is that the volume traded is very small. So you can see it's only, what, $17,000 trading volume in the last 24 hours. But I mean, the fully diluted valuation is only 4 million, right? Just a little bit over 4 million bucks. What is it? Their circulating supply is only 9,300 and something. Total supply a little bit over 10,000. Yeah, so I mean, I'm not saying go out and buy this, but I'm just saying that they do have a partnership with DressX, right? I mean, look at the chart right now, the max chart. It looks like it's pretty much bottomed out. It's down 84% from its all-time high. So I don't know. I mean, the only thing that's kind of scaring me is the trading volume, and let me see if the liquidity is that good. It seems like on, better get myself off the screen here. But it seems like what, quick swap liquidity looks pretty good there. Uniswap liquidity is looking a little iffy. So I mean, take precaution if you guys are planning on jumping into Monavale. I'm just bringing you what I found, right? And what I found is I did know about Monavale because some YouTube content creators were talking about Monavale like last year. I remember watching like an Elio trade stream. He did talk about Monavale as well. So yeah, I was just basically just looking around the DressX website, and I just saw the name Digitalax, and I was like, whoa, I know that that brand. That's the Monavale cryptocurrency, right? So just bringing that together. Take that what you want from it, and yeah, moving forward here. But the other thing with DressX is that they also have a partnership with Crypto.com. So you can see DressX forges NFT partnership with Crypto.com and launches with Farfetch. So so if you go on Crypto.com, Crypto.com actually have their own NFT marketplace, which is only available for a Crypto.com holder. So you will need a Crypto.com account, you know, like the Crypto.com Visa card, right? And then you're able to sign up for the NFT marketplace. But if you go up here where it says brands, there is DressX right there. You see that? DressX. And so DressX do have some NFT collections on the Crypto.com NFT marketplace. Again, I'm not telling you guys to go buy it, but I'm just telling you guys to be aware of this because just from researching digital fashion, it's still a very, very small space. And I can see this thing growing alongside the gaming sector, right? The blockchain gaming space. Because there's going to be the need to, you know, to decorate your avatars, to dress up your avatars. And so, I mean, looking at this right here. So DressX, the one that caught my eye was probably the one that's this one right here, the SpaceX, the one that's inspired by SpaceX. As you can see, some of them are going for $2,500, $3,500. And then the most rare one, somebody's listing it for $1 million, the Cosmic Blazer. So this is the one that I was just showing you guys at the very beginning of the video, right? So this is the one that's inspired by SpaceX. So DressX, if you guys can see that, DressX Cosmic, inspired by SpaceX, celebrates the achievements of one of the world's most progressive companies, shaping the future of humanity, featuring a photo of Falcon Heavy, the most powerful rocket in operation. This NFT drop is meant to be worn digitally by those who are not afraid to innovate and think beyond the limit of traditional thought. So yeah, so that is pretty cool. But I don't know. I mean, if someone's willing to buy for $1 million, then so be it. But it seems like there's only 2 of these. So there's 2 editions minted, as you can see. So yeah, cool. What else? I think that's basically it, guys. I just want to bring your attention to DressX, Digitalax, the Dematerialized Marketplace, right? And also some of the smaller brands that are releasing their NFTs on the Dematerialized Marketplace. You know, you got the Fabricant, right, with their very first ever digital-only dress that's sold on the blockchain. And then, yeah, I recommend you watch this video that I created back a few months ago, where I talk about digital fashion will be big. And don't sleep on Lukso, especially if you like what the Dematerialized is doing. And if you want an infrastructure play, the thing that's the Dematerialized Marketplace is being built on top of, that is the Lukso blockchain. So I would highly, again, not financial advice, but that is something to consider looking into, is to buy Lukso if you want to have some exposure to the digital fashion realm. Okay, so guys, I will leave it at that. If you guys like the video, like the video. If you guys are new to the channel, consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys next time.